Hi, art clubbers. Welcome back to another session of watercolor. Just want to run through the items again. We have a set of brushes, your watercolor cake, but we also need one container of water for washing, another clean container for getting clean colors water. Then in this container, I have a roll of toilet paper. You can also use paper towel, but I find that watercolor works best with toilet paper because I can always get a fresh sheet every time when I need it. If not, I can just chuck it away like this, and then I'm ready to go. This is a little secret. If you have a cover lid, this can also be used as an extra palette for you to mix colors. All right, so I have my watercolor cakes, my water containers, and then the extra lid for the palette. So I'm just going to unbox the watercolor cake in just a while. Then you notice that there's a brush which I will not use because I'm just going to use the brushes that comes with this set. Right, this is the one. Sometimes it's not very good the quality, so I would rather use those that are given to you, right? Pick one of your choice. I think I'm going to use this one. Okay, I'm going to do a watercolor drawing of this simple slice of watermelon. This watermelon is a wedge, a triangle, so it is a good time for us to practice how to color a shape that is in triangle. I have two sizes of brushes, a paper towel, which I tear from my toilet roll, and then two containers of water, one for getting fresh, clean water, all right, and the other is for washing. So what I'm doing right now is to wet the brush if it's not been used for a long time. Okay, so now I'm just going to work out the shape using this container of water instead of getting both colors into two containers. I'll just work with one just for coloring and the other one is for washing. All right, so just get into this habit. One swirl, two swirl, three swirl, and then you are ready to go. So if this is the first time you're using this watercolor cake, you might want to go back to the video where I have actually worked out the swatches with you, and then you understand that the colors that you see on the cake may not be the same as the one you paint on when it's dry. All right, so continue one swirl, two swirl. I'm just going to quickly block in the colors. Now, it doesn't need to be very, very even because if you look at the image of the watermelon, it's kind of a bit patchy and fibrous, so certain parts may not be evenly same color. All right, so we're just going to leave this here. And now, once we have practiced with the shape, we are now ready to color the actual watercolors of the watermelon slice. All right, I'm going to work on the base, which is the part that separates the pink from the white, and then it's going to quickly work in the shape. You see, I'm constantly taking water from the same source instead of moving back and forth because I don't want to dirty both container water, one for coloring and the other for washing. Okay, so this is the part that will take some time. You notice that I didn't really work over again and again, right? So this one is for washing, so I'm going to dry it and then I'm going to get the green. So I'm going to leave a blank space for the white and I'm just going to start off from that corner to another corner and then I will try to get in the green. Okay, wash the color out and dry it using the paper towel. And once the color is ready, you will find that these are the base colors that you blocked out, right? One for washing, one for getting the colors. So once it's dry, I think the watermelon can have a bit of a tone that makes it more three-dimensional. Right now it's quite flat, so I'm just going to make sure my brush is clean. And now I'm going to work in the pattern, right? The slightly darker green here. At this stage, I'm not mixing colors because I will save it for another video. So I'm just going to go straight on with this bluish green and just quickly get in the colors. The hardest part of watercolor is to wait for it to dry. And if you constantly go back and paint when it's still wet, you're not going to paint it, you're actually going to remove colors from the paper. Alright, so right now, you're going to let it dry for a while, and you notice that it's dried, ready. So right now I'm going to use a bit of black to block out the areas, or rather to add in the areas that's supposed to be darker. Okay, one swirl, and then test it out on the paper to see if it's too dark. I think this is good enough. Alright, I'm just going to get more of those colors, and now I'm just going to work in the shadow. Okay, notice I actually start from the edge before I draw the shadow out, and then I'm going to get more water to lighten the part. You see, one part of it is like I'm using black, but I'm actually using water to dilute it, so it's actually a bit lighter, but it's still visible. So I'm just going to add a block of black that looks horrible right now, but once it's dry, it's going to look like there is three-dimensional look to your image. All right, so just going to leave that to dry for a while before we continue to work on other things. So quickly, I'm just now going to get some black on, and then I'm going to just draw in some watermelon seed. Okay, you don't have to be accurate, just need to find and space it out, right? If you're not sure, always look at the image for reference, and I think it's ready. Okay, so one thing I want to do is I'm going to get some more black. It's because I want to separate the slice of watermelon from the paper. So I'm just going to draw a black line. If it's too dark, I'm just going to dilute it with a bit of water. Right? Rinse it out. Make sure it's clean. And then I'm just going to use a dry brush, and I'm going to swirl out some more black from the edge so that it will not be too dark and cartoony when it's dry. So this is how I do it. All right, wash it out, dry it out, and then pick up the black from the edge. All right, so for the rest, I'm just going to use a wet brush. So this is not correct because when there is too much water, the paper will start to balloon up. So what you should do is actually wait for it to dry a bit before you add on the dark line again. Right? I'm just going to draw a slight line. All right, so I think that's almost done.